what political analysts have termed as hereditary politics. We have noticed that once someone from a particular family dies or is defeated, what a dangerous substitute mu family yemu najja not taking over, and it's becoming a trend in Uganda. Today we'll look at that. Is it acceptable? Are there any advantages? Are there any disadvantages in democracies? Boroza chinawe njakuwa mukisa during this show. We noticed when Serena Nebanda died, her elder sister Florence, took over and won actually the vote. Stephen Maninga, doctor, the wife is now saying, I also want to take over. And it's becoming a trend. What do you think about this?
For me, I say it's not good. Because each and everyone has a purpose on this earth.
Yes.
People have talents. Now if this thing is to become as an heritage something, it will, there's a way it's going to affect us, the Ugandans, because there are people down that deep down in the villages, sub-counties, who can do more better work than those people in those families.
Zengamba, muntu wabera capable nga someone has the capability. Let them go on. Ne wali yolinga. But at all, yali politician nga he was a strong one nga gwe tobimanyi nako toyina, atenze ne unyana abantu ababalonda. Abantu sympathize with those people ne babalonda, which is not right. Okujja kwati nga Jomo Kenyatta, he's capable. His father was capable, he's also capable. You can go on.
Kenya is different from Uganda. For the case of Kenya, look at Kenyatta's father.
Yes.
From Kenyatta's father to his son, there were different people there. They were not family members. But again, look at maybe for the case of Malinga. As soon as the husband dies, the wife comes in. That one is not good.
I'm still not yet convinced. For example, if my father dies, and when I'm there, I'm like, but you know what? My father did a good job. Why don't I continue this legacy? And I go to I can go to Mukaluru. Chiba Chibi.
No.
Now we know where
yeah.
You have to do your own thing. You have to give your father you have to work on your own.
Yes.
Isonga nyenda bawenda leli nti bobojjane wesimba okale bayinza okukulondola okubanga tata abadde akola bulungi. Naye gwe tuyinza obutakola obeera obeezinga sente ozifuna bufunyi naye nga tulina kyokola naye nga ozifuna lwalinnya ate tyatata oli yakoledde okitegeera. Abantu abokulembera baba tebafunamu wabula ate gwe obusigala ofuna ate nga naye ebyofuna tobikolerera.
There is a doctor who died, Dr. Chibirike, and the son took over. But what was inside the whole process of campaigning was saying that since the dad did this and that in agriculture, the research, he did it and everything, we need to give the son. So, set process are there.
Yes.
According to the electoral commission. You are supposed to follow these procedures, go on campaign, do this and that, and then the people go for the ballot. But the process is abantu batuka akaseera ne bakolesa obuntu nga tebafuddeyo kutegera omuntu ono agenda bayamba bategera bayamba. So omuntu ne waba afudde mu family naye nga he can stand on his own and define a way how he is going to help the people abamulonze. This is what we want. Naye ekintu ekigamba nti mulimu embeera y'okugamba nti you take over from your parents since they have died kikyamu kubanga kituleetera abantu abatalina kibatuyamba. Omuntu n'agenda mu parliament n'amala emyaka 5 n'avaayo nga tayogeddeyo ekigambo wadde n'eki era talina kyayambye bantu ne babawa ssente ekivuddeyo mu kontakiti ng'abantu ku nsonga gundi ye kennyini omuntu alina abakyala n'atuuka akaseera nga tali suppose gendayo wabula n'afuna ssente naga nti bannange abantu baaganye ng'abiwulidde buwulizi ku radio oba ku TV naye kennyini n'addayo naga nti baaganye abantu alifaininga akakasaati ekyamukola ssente kati abantu ng'abo tetukkiriziganya na nteekateeka nze ku lwange egamba nti omuntu atwale obukulembeze okuva ku muzadde we kubanga n'abantu nga balongo tebali identical mu mbeera egamba exactly the same. Buli omu alina obunafu bwe, buli omu alina ekintu ky'asobola.
In 2005, Joseph Bali Kudembe replaced his father, Chiwanuka Musisi, who was then at that time tipped also for DP presidency. Omwami ono Joseph Bali Kudembe, Charlie MP, naye taking over. Ken Luchamzi tumumanyi brought the daughter as a dangerous substitute. Nampija nakola kati Nampija yazeyo mu bibye tata nakomawo. Stephen Mungeni, he lost the seat to Agri Owori, but in the by-election he brought his wife Sarah Mungeni to take over. Wofuna parking sebo. But Sarah Mungeni, of course, waliwo obuzibuzibu. Sarah Mungeni naddayo gye bamuzaala kati MP. Martin Mugara replaced his father as MP for Ntoroko County in 2011. Proscovia Alengot Fedatumanyi, the youngest MP in the world, replaced her father who had died, Michael Oromate. But let's take a look at Dr. Ndebesa Mwambuse, who is a lecturer at Makerere University. Katwe Chaloza Kumulamo Guno. When we come back, we'll look at, okay, Chibadewo, are there some advantages that we can get out of this or disadvantages? Don't go away.
It is not limited to only the movement, because you can also talk about Miria Obote, who replaced Obote as president of UPC. You have cases of people like Ken Ruchamuzi being succeeded by the daughter. So far now, about 7 MPs, both from opposition and government, have been succeeded either by the sons or daughters or siblings or whatever the case may be. Why is this happening? Many factors, but one of them is the individual merit politics. The individual merit politics, it seems, has reduced politics to mere personalities, not values, not issues. Some people may argue that political succession through the family line is, after all, practiced elsewhere, like in the US with the Bush family, like in India with the Gandhi family. Recently we had a case, I think, in Brazil, where the husband was succeeded by his wife. Let me say this one, that in those countries, it is an exception rather than the rule. It is an exception in the sense that it is a one-off, one person succeeding the other. Now, when you talk about 10 MPs in a period of less than 10 years who have been succeeded through the family line, then it is not an exception, it is a rule, it is a pattern, it is a trend. How do we get about this kind of succession through the family line? First of all, we should debate it. Let it be in the public discourse. And let the population out there be made conscious and aware that in a Republican dispensation, we need to tap as many talents as possible. And let people be aware also of the weaknesses and limitations certain people do have. Like voting somebody who is 18 and 19 years old, he's still a teenager. He has not picked enough experience, enough values, enough relational experience, I think, to be an effective legislator or administrator. I think people need to understand.
It is becoming a habit. A vice indeed.
Yes.
Kubanga katibana Uganda, you know, before they even bury someone, oli alowooza katibana yenza agenda mu seat kubanga banga afudde yenza da, it's greed. It is not good. Tebamala nakwetegereza oba nabisobola oba, you know, bo bagenda bugenzi. It's greed.
Right. So, yes. In case are there any advantages we can get out of a sibling, a relative succeeding.
There would be advantage that might come out of that. That there are some families that do have the blessing.
Yes.
In a way that if it comes to performing in terms of politics, they do perform. So if it comes to that being genetical, in a way that somebody from that family, if the father has performed, and maybe we get somebody through the rightful procedure, who would also deliver. This is what we might benefit from such.
Right.
Otherwise, that tendency, if it comes to that, we might even go from LC1 to number 1, which might not be advantageous in terms of resources.
Talk about hereditary politics and whether that can work in a democracy like Uganda. Is it becoming a habit? Yes or no? Do you agree with it? If someone has potential, why not? I was reading a couple of examples. For example, in Cuba, the Castro family was also kind of like that, though the president appointed his brother to take over him. The Ortegas in Nicaragua have also been noted. In North Korea, Mutabani are taking over Tata. He's now the president and he's doing quite a good job. Kim Il-sung is doing a good job now. And of course in Togo, Omami Eyadema, he died in 2005 and was succeeded by his son, who is still the president up to today.